I think it's time for a grape garden here in Nightmare and Dreamland in Kirby's Winter of Kirby. It is Kirby's Winter, which is also a Kirby. It's snowing outside. Kirby Part 2 is being uploaded in the background. I think it's a good time to record some Kirby, so let's go. Here we have some clouds. They're very cloudy. That guy's bouncing off the top of the frame. Yay, fourth wall. This level actually has a lot in common with level 2, which was something Ice Cream Island, was it? Probably. So yeah, this is quite similar to level 2, Ice Cream Island, except it's a bit more vertically oriented. There's a lot of jumping. There's UFO. Grab him. Yeah, now we have UFO, which is, as we saw in the last episode, pretty darn awesome. There's another one right there in case you missed the first one. And this is a very good place to come back and get UFO if you need it in the future. The UFO's charge beams will cut all the way through. If you charge all the way up, they'll cut all the way through these blocks, which is incredibly useful in some parts of the game and not very useful in others. But for this, the beam is actually quite useful, as hinted at by the fact that there are beam people. Here we have a little dot. Press it and you can go inside of it. If you press up like a door, you can land on that and open up a bomb passing thingy. Useful if you need extra points, if you ever feel inclined to get points. You can grab yourself Tornado there, but he's just gonna run headlong into you, so I'm gonna eat his friend just as revenge. Ah, there's a thing flashing on my desktop. Computer, go away. Yes, believe it or not, I have a computer. I know it can be shocking, but it's a revelation you need to understand that this level was really short. And I always land on the rainbow part. That's nice. Rainbows are good. Now we're gonna head up to this little castle-looking thingy for Grape Garden number 2. Not much of a castle, ow. I should really stop running headlong into the enemies. I should start actually trying to be halfway decent at video games. Here we're going to combine fire and electricity to get ourselves Hammer, one of the more uncommon power-ups. So that's a very good thing to do if you have the option. So just the words. God, I'm kind of out of it today, actually. So I'm sorry if my commentary is a little bit off. I just don't know why. I feel a little bit weird today. Maybe it's because I'm not really feeling all that well. I have a bit of a head cold. Probably you may have noticed that my voice sounds a little different too. But, you know, show must go on. I was planning on recording something yesterday, but I was just in such a bad mood. I tried to record some stuff, but it just came out so bad. It wasn't worth showing. So I figured, you know what? Even though I'm not feeling terribly well today, health-wise, I'm in the mood for recording. I am gonna take advantage of that mood, and we're gonna record ourselves some Kirby and get landed on in the head. Thankfully, a maximum tomato right over. Oh, if I would have gotten hit by those squids. I hate squids. They're so squiddy and yeah, gross. I much prefer bunnies. Bunnies are adorable. Have you ever had a bunny? Bunnies are adorable. I heard a horrible story on 4chan about a bunny. That's why I never go to 4chan. And we're not going to mention 4chan anymore because that's a terrible place. Instead, we're going to mention hitting people with hammers. Or a parasol. Parasols are good too. I suppose that's what Kirby wants to do. Who am I to judge? Now we have 2 of these little bomb-throwing guys from back in World 1, if you remember. They're pretty straightforward, especially with Parasol, because Parasol blocks everything from above you. So you don't really have to worry about the bombs like landing on you, or when they jump over you, they will get hit. So Parasol makes that fight actually pretty simple. Parasol, not useful in every situation, but where it is useful, it's very useful, trust me. You don't have to trust me, you just saw. Parasol's pretty awesome. Here we have another quick draw like we saw in the last episode that I was very bad at. Now we're going to hop in here. And here we have our first fuse with a cannon attached. So we're going to ditch the parasol and grab ourselves fire. Because fire is what we need to ignite the fuse. Then we can come over here, hop in here, get ourselves a little hat, bounce up and down, waiting. Here we go. Cannon goes off, and we're up here in the sky. And we'll get ourselves a 1-up. 1-ups are pretty useful. Keep you alive. You can relaunch yourself, but I don't think there's anything up there afterward. We're just gonna find out just in case. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not feeling real well, so excuse the random drops and cuts in commentary, which is usually me just coughing and trying not to cough in your ear because that's annoying. I know I don't like it when people cough on microphone when I'm watching a YouTube thing, so I try to avoid it myself. So out here we're on top of a bunch of airships, and we have that this high jump slow fall thing, but instead it just slows us down when going to the left rather than going down. It's a pretty awesome gimmick, actually. I kind of like it. It's pretty awesome, yeah, I kind of like it. Sliding is probably your best bet for making forward headway because it moves you forward at the same speed as if you weren't. You want to go all the way to the end of the airships and hit that switch. That opens up this level's museum and refills your health, which if you're as bad at this game as I am, is very, very useful. Head back up under the yellow cannon and inside the ship, where we get ourselves hit in the face with a very easily avoidable enemy. Here we have high jump. We're gonna grab him just in case. Usually they don't give you high jump except when you need him. If you can manage to keep hold of him. Oh god, fire. I guess we're not having high jump. But instead we're gonna take the star. The star is actually weaker than Kirby because it can't go against that wind, which we could very easily go against just a couple seconds ago. Laser's a pretty cool ability. I like the little head thing it gives Kirby. I would definitely wear one of those if I was small and pink and round. Which I am not small, nor am I pink, but it can be argued that I am round. Enjoy our little victory jingle. Now let's hop down and see what's inside that there museum, shall we? In this museum, we have Sleep and Ball. Sleep is useless, Ball's hard to control. But we're gonna head into number 4. Here we have Ball. Maybe I should actually show him off, but I shot him in the face before I got a chance to. Oh, there's one. Come here, Ball. There's another one. Ball, as long as you're holding jump, you'll start bouncing around. It can be hard to control because you bounce off of walls, but if you can get yourself moving like this, you become almost invincible. There are still some things that can hurt you, but you become almost unkillable. Let's see if we can move our way through this. If you can, you want to find 2 close pieces like this to bounce between to charge up your ball power. Oh god! Now you see why Ball is not recommended for more precision platforming areas. Well, as much of precision platforming as you can get in Kirby. Please stop chasing me. Thank you. So many birds! God! Why are there so many birds in these trees? And as you can see here, we have wheel just kind of given to us. If you time it right, you can actually slide around those corners without having to unwheel. And you can race the little explosive thing down, but unfortunately I messed that up. So I think I'm going to actually have to redo this level to get what's back there. Because the explosive thing made this thing show up. So we'll be revisiting this level to see what's behind that door. Drop wheel to grab ourselves Spark, which gives Kirby an awesome head fire thing. And here we have Mr. Elephant. Elephants are cool. This guy only has 2 legs though, which is kind of creepy. And we're gonna ditch that to grab ourselves Throw Kirby. Throw Kirby is similar to Backdrop Kirby, which we saw in the last episode, but Throw instead lets us grab a thing and then throw it. It's another very underused power that is actually really powerful. You want to remember this level because this level is the level that you can get Throw in most easily, level 4, stage 4. Alright, I'm gonna cut real quick, and I'm gonna head on back to that wheel thing, and we're gonna see if we can't be successful at wheeling. Be right back. Alright, we're back to the wheel. I'm gonna grab the wheel, and see if we can actually get down to where we need to be without running into any of the walls and breaking everything that we hold dear. As you can see, it will keep that. I'm gonna stop saying "as you can see" soon, I hope, because that makes me sound a bit like an got it. Oh, all that was one up. Oh, well, that's useful. When you're replaying a level, you get leave through a door, which lets you hop back out to the world map. And we're gonna head into number 5. Number 5 gives us a piece of candy, allowing us to just run through all of this as if it were nothing, which it mostly is. Maximum tomato down there in case you're low on health. You might as well just grab it. It's pretty awesome. Here we have actually one of my favorite No! Why did he die? I'm gonna grab sword instead. Freeze is one of my favorite powers. I love freeze. Freeze is so useful. But no, he had to explode. Stupid guy. Head through the wide door. Time for this boss fight again. He occasionally gives you new enemies to fight, but not always. And it can get a little repetitive. I mean, other than the new boss arena, the new shape of the boss arena, there's really nothing new to this fight. I feel they could have included more bosses, but there may have been like a memory shortage on the Game Boy or something that I don't understand about programming that kept them from implementing more bosses. Or maybe they were just lazy, I don't know. Burning. Very useful power if you're trying to get through this game quickly, because it just lets you, you know, fly straight forward and kill anything in front of you. Unless that happens. I'm not entirely sure what that was, and then I'm not going to be able to turn around because the dead zone on my controller is a little bit larger than I'm used to. Blame it on the controller. Blame it on the controller. The old gaming standby. Oh, we're actually going to die. You know, when I first started this series, I was like, I'm going to get through this whole game without dying. Now I've died twice in the last episode. We're going to tank that, actually. Come back here and grab ourselves a 1-up. Can we actually get back? That's the ending door, isn't it? So I think if we just do this, we're going to hit that spike anyway. We'll be able to grab this, drop down behind him, and head to the ending door. Fly all the way up to number 4, because my timing is bad. I know that's an easy thing to time, but, you know, I'm just bad at everything, as usual. Part number 6. Avoid that guy if you can. If you can't, he'll stab you in the face. And if you stab him in the eye, you will not be able to eat lunch, because it's very hard to eat lunch without eyes. I would know. We have more underwater. The underwater controls in this game are a little iffy. Let's leave it at that. Like, they're kind of sluggish, so you move slower than you think you're going to, and the little thing of water that you spit out doesn't go as far as you think it will either. Now we have Clock reused again. Clock, thankfully he's pretty simple to kill. You just stab him repeatedly. You know, kind of... If you have experience killing things, you'll be able to kill things pretty easily, because most things die when you stab them repeatedly, unless they're knives. Because knives are usually pretty impervious to being stabbed, as are ghosts. I've never tried to stab a ghost, but I would assume, since they don't like have a body or anything, we're gonna grab ourselves stone, and we're gonna pound the first one, and you do not want to pound the second one, because if you pound the second one, it will move the life thing up to there, the empty one. So we need to grab the second one, and then the first one, to grab ourselves a 1-up. I really like the little hats that Kirby gets when he absorbs things. They're really nicely designed, especially the cape. Just the animation on that cape is actually pretty good, I think, for Game Boy Advance standards, at least. I almost got to number 1. I'm gonna get to number 1 eventually. I swear it. There was a secret exit in that level. I don't entirely know where it was. Let's see if we can find it. I'm gonna get hit by that guy every time I go through there. But regardless, we're still gonna find that secret exit. It's a little bit like Tetris in the background. Tetris is a cool game. I like Tetris. Tetris is fun. Most people like Tetris, I'm assuming. If you don't like Tetris, then you ain't no friend of mine. That's okay, we can still be friends. Whatever was back there isn't there again, so you can't farm. I'm just gonna get stabbed in the foot, then eat him anyway. Honestly, it's a little embarrassing, but I don't remember where the secret exit to this level is. I should probably start actually paying attention while I'm playing video games, because I'm being distracted by other things on my desktop. Because things are flashing and things are being like, hey, look at me, I need your attention, you can't get indoors, you're retarded, why are you retarded? Oh, I think I know where the secret exit is. We're not going to grab a power-up in here until we find an angel. Because now we can use light, and if we use light, somewhere in this room I do believe there was a door hidden by the darkness. Yes, right there. Head through here, hit the switch, that opens up the level's teleporter, fill up our health, and leave through a door. Now we're going to go out and confront ourselves a boss. Here we have a long-running boss in the Kirby series. If you've played Kirby before, you probably recognize him. What he does here is he actually destroys the ground under you. So you want to use either floating or the copious numbers of high jump powers in the area to just jump faster than he floats up and blows up the ground level things. Oh god, why? Oh, I forgot that the bottom of the screen is instant death, even if you've been scrolling the screen up. Alright, boss take number 2. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about this boss anymore, because, you know, we see his gimmick. We're just gonna hop up into the clouds. The background's pretty cool. I mean, it's got that kind of pseudo-shaded 3D thing that the Game Boy Advance did quite a bit. You see that a lot in, like, I don't know if I'm probably the only one who actually played the Spyro games for the Game Boy Advance, which were actually the first Game Boy Advance games that I ever got. They used that kind of pseudo 3D shade thing quite a bit. And he's a pretty straightforward boss, especially if you have high jump. High jump, like I've said in the past, isn't very good against bosses, except for that guy. He kind of goes down pretty quickly to high jump, as you can see. You just have to jump into his head a bunch of times. And that was level 4. Now we're going to go to level 5 Yogurt Yard, but we're going to wait until the next time. We always end these recordings with high jump for some reason. I'm not sure how that happens. And by always, I mean the last 2 episodes have ended with high jump. But yeah, check out the rest of Winter of Kirby. They're all pretty awesome. I think the last guy to start started today as of recording this. All their names will be at the end of this video, and check out Hidden Switch, the guy who put all this together. He's pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. Hidden Switch is 2 people. I keep forgetting that. Remember... Oh, I didn't want to go in here. Okay, you get a preview of the next level. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!